Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about worrying about bugs. So let's get into it. So the question in question here is, Frederick, when you work or you work on a feature or you work on a bug or something like that, when you get home, do you still worry about the bug that you couldn't fix, or can you just kind of relax and just plug out? I think this is a great question, and it's not actually, I mean, it's kind of adjacent to the sort of question that you would ask anybody who works with pretty much anything. Can you relax when you get home? Or are you super, super stressed about work all the time? I mean, this is probably the number one problem to quite a lot of the emotional and psychological like common diseases we have in human society today, to not be able to just let go and compartmentalize. I mean, I don't know how many small business owners must be feeling this stress almost all the time. I have friends who own their own businesses, and I mean, I don't think they are just on a perpetual loop of stress pretty much all the time. Well, of course, but sometimes it's better, of course. So for me, at least, me personally, I don't really know. I have an outlook on life that is I'm not going to say different, because I don't actually know what your outlook on life is. I mean, you're probably at least as emotionally equipped to deal with this sort of stuff as I am. But I don't really if a problem bothers me, then yes, I have a problem letting go. Like I will. It's kind of funny in a way, because I made a video a little while back about how to date a programmer, or like how to go out with a programmer, and I mentioned in that video that one of the things that you kind of have to live with when you deal with when you're seeing a programmer in a romantic context, is that sometimes they will just sit there and like drift off into space and just sit and think and like not say anything, or they will sit at their computer and type away at stuff. And I will do this sometimes. I have done this many times. I don't sit and work on a problem at home unless I find it interesting. If I find it interesting, that's a whole different ball game, because then I'm not coding for work. I'm coding because I think it's fun. And if the two thing aligns, I mean, that's perfect. Just the other week, I built I had this coworker in the support staff. I mean, this guy is super nice, and I mean, he explained to me that he has some upcoming work that is going to take a lot of time. That, he basically just outlined his process, and I could kind of hear that, well, this is a fairly manual process. I could probably put something together with this, and I could do this and that. I mean, my brain just does it. I don't know why. Like, I can't stop it. It just starts thinking about, okay, I could build this, and it could do that, and then I get excited about it, and then I say, dude, let me just, let me have a weekend here to have a think about this. And so I put something small together, and he was super happy with it. Going to give him access to the system today or tomorrow. And that's, I mean, that, as you can kind of hear, this is not a negative thing for me. I couldn't let go of work and just leave work at work, but it's not a negative thing. But then you of course have other things that are truly negative. So if it is specifically a bug or something, I might not care so much about it unless it's something that is critical to the system, perhaps. But then again, I don't think I've ever gone home without solving a critical bug, because it's like, that's a no-go. If the system is down, we need to fix it, and we need to fix it immediately, unless it's something we have identified that is beyond our control, which happens sometimes as well. But the things that, if we are going to go down like the sad negative part, the thing that the root of this question is actually about, the only things that I truly carry with me that frustrates me is, well, if I know that the company or like my team or somebody or like something like that, if we're making a bad decision and I can see the impact it's having, and I can already see in a few months into the future how it's going to turn out. And you don't get anybody to listen to you. You warn, you inform, you say, well, we shouldn't go down this route. We should do this instead, because if we go down this route, we're going to end up in this situation. Nobody cares, and then everything goes exactly as you foresaw it. and you sit there and then they come and they say, oh yeah, this is really bad and blah blah blah, and now you need to fix that situation, and then you say, well, you know, if you had listened to me and we did this other thing, probably things would have turned out differently. And having that it's almost like though I suppose this happens to quite a lot of companies. It feels like in the beginning of the company you have a wheel on a cart that just spins perfectly. It's well oiled and it just keeps on spinning, right? And as you go along, you go through different terrain and you start accumulating dirt and mud and stuff, and you can almost see the wheel starting to slow down. It's not naturally spinning as fast as it can. That sensation to see things churn down and slowly get worse and worse. That process, that's the thing that I can't let go of. That's the thing that I carry with me. And that's the thing that keeps me from being able to relax sometimes at home. But on the other hand, sometimes I have my own trick for just letting go and relaxing. And it's kind of funny because sometimes I use this and some of my best insights into solving a problem or figuring out what to do about things, and not just in code, sometimes in life as well, comes from just having a bath. Yeah, swear to God, it's like the most efficient way I know of just letting go and letting my mind wander. I turn off the lights in my bathroom and I take a long bath and just shut my eyes. Sometimes I fall asleep in my bathtub, but during that time I usually just think about nothing. And it's funny because quite a lot of times I just realize something about the thing I'm working on or something about my own perceptions. It sounds kind of weird maybe, but I learned quite a lot about myself and programming by just taking a bath. So what I want you to take away from this is basically, I'm no different from any other person working in it doesn't have to be a programmer, it can be anybody. Quite a lot of people work is part of life, and it's hard to just say that, hey, this is this part of my life and this is that part of my life. Sometimes the two overlap. For the most part, I don't have a problem with this. I might be because of who I am or like how I view things, but everybody has it, and most of the time I'm lucky to say that this thing that I carry with me back home is fun, engaging things. Like I'm excited about solving this problem and I really enjoy trying to solve this problem. Sometimes I do it in my spare time just because I think it's fun. And sometimes I do have to face these sorts of problems where I just feel like the company or the team or like my manager or something, we're making bad decisions and I have to live with the consequences of these choices, and nobody wants to hear it. And I can't. And the worst part is that you're perceived as this negative Nancy type of or Johnny Raincloud type of person who says that, well, we shouldn't be doing that. And you just hear it. You can really hear it immediately, like, oh, why are you so negative? I'm not negative. I'm trying to warn you for an incoming danger. That's what I'm saying. I'm happy that we're working together. I'm happy that we're doing stuff, but we need to think about the risks here. And then, finally, if all else fails, take a warm bath with the lights shut off in your bathroom, and then just close your eyes. Trust me, it does wonders. Have a great day.